Good morning and welcome to our final Alton Towers vlog of the 2019 season. This is it, the end of 2019. I can't believe it.
I know, I can't believe it.
It doesn't feel like long since we were stood here on the opening day this year, coming to see the dungeon and all the other new additions for this year. And we've been through a lot this season. You know, it's been a good summer. We've done loads of rides. It's been the second year of Wicker Man. It's been running really good, still very popular. What a season it has been for Alton Towers. Scarefest, some of the best mazes we've ever had here, including Darkest Depths, you know, which I absolutely loved. What a fantastic season. Have you got a highlight from this year?
It's got to be Scarefest. I always love Scarefest.
Well, hopefully tonight there's going to be something absolutely spectacular, because looking at the setup, it is going to be a big display tonight for the Ultimate Fireworks 2019. In just a moment, I'll take you for a little walk down on the lawn and show you some of the setup, because the truss out at the bottom is absolutely huge. Along with that is the Friday today. The reason I'm filming the vlog today and not on the Sunday is mainly due to crowd levels are going to be a lot lower today, and also the weather. It has forecast some pretty bad weather for the weekend, so fingers crossed for everybody who's come to the event, it's not going to be too bad. However, I thought it's going to be the best day to film a vlog today on the Friday. So as much as it's not the last day of the season, we're doing all 3 nights, aren't we? You know, the plan is to film the video today, show you the whole event, and then we'll sort of give you our summary of the season. But there we go, we're going to do some rides. It's not just me and Charlotte here today though as well. We've got the one, the only. She's sat down here on the rock. She's already in a space. Krista's here. You ready for some fireworks?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
It's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to it. And we've all got our layers on, and we've also got our camp chairs. Harry Turnstiles is looking after them for now for us very kindly. And we're going to go and get them later and get in position. But Krista's already here. She's ready for the day. She's already in place. Are you sitting there all day?
No.
Oh, okay. But anyway, I'll take you for a little walk down here on the lawn, and let's go and have a little look at the setup for this year's display. Right then, so here we are down at the front of the lawns looking at this absolutely huge setup that's going on here, and I must say it looks really impressive. Let's just sort of break it all down into sections and talk about it all. So the first thing, of course, that you really notice is the fact you've got these 5 different pieces of truss down at the bottom. Now these are definitely movable truss, so they're actually fixed to some motors at the top just here, and they'll be able to lift up and down throughout the show. The fact that you've got 5 of them with different pictures on makes me think that we're going to be seeing maybe 5 different sections to the show. But yeah, looking at that, going to be really impressive. If we zoom in on just one of those to look at the different components that make it up, quite a few different lights on there, a mix of moving heads, a couple of scanners it seems on there as well, and also you've got some of the crowd blinder lights as well. There's 4 of those, as you can see, one on the top, one at the bottom, and then another one on the left and right hand side. So they look awesome. Just up from those, you've got all these different moving heads that are built on a truss coming down from the top, and then more lighting all the way along the top of that truss just there as well. Now you know me, I could talk all day about lighting and special effects. I absolutely love it, and this is definitely the biggest setup we've ever seen for fireworks here at Alton Towers. In terms of all this truss down the bottom, it looks absolutely awesome. Now it's believed to be Sir Algernon as part of the show from the press release, and looking at these 2 scaffolding platforms in the middle, seems like maybe he could be standing up there during the show. That certainly seems like that is the case, so we'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, it definitely looks like that's some sort of raised up platform for a stage. And of course, we're going to find it all out tonight. In terms of lighting though, loads and loads of lighting. We've got some moving heads down here at the front. You see how they put the little domes over them to protect them from the elements. However, today, the weather's looking like it's going to be really nice, but I don't think we're going to be quite as lucky over the next couple of days. Hence why I'm filming the vlog today and getting the footage of the fireworks tonight, because it is looking like it's going to be the better weather. But very, very impressive. In terms of the speaker setup, you've got 2 big speakers on the side, you've got one just there in the middle, and then down here at the front, loads of subs down there as well, you can see, all on the bottom. I mean, look at them, the size there compared to the guy in the blue jacket. They're huge, stack of 3 there on each of those. But there's not just speakers down here at the front of the setup. If I spin you all around this way, You can start to see over at the back here as well, Krista and Charlotte over there. They didn't want to come on the grass because it is a little bit boggy. I am concerned for the other nights, but like I say, should be fine for tonight. As you can see there, you've got the 2 scaffolding towers. There's some speakers on those. And then just back from that, just outside the box office, you've got some speakers there as well. So in terms of special effects, can't see any flame machines or anything set up this year, like there was last year. Can't see any lasers at the moment either, but you've got to think with it being such a big setup, you know, it's quite hard to miss things sometimes, and a unit for a laser isn't actually that big. I mean, at a first glance here, can't see any lasers set up, but there's a lot of moving heads, a lot of different lighting, and I can't wait for the show tonight. Of course, we'll be back down here later on, where we'll start to capture the build-up atmosphere, ready for the show. But yeah, I think it's going to look absolutely awesome, especially with the moving truss. I don't think we've ever seen anything quite like that before at Alton Towers. It's going to be awesome. Goodbye TPW Square, we'll see you in 2020. Just before we move around to our first ride of the day here at Alton Towers, here's a little side-on view of that humongous truss at the bottom of the front lawns, ready for tonight's firework display. And this is why you come to Alton Towers Fireworks nice and early on the Friday. Great to have the 3rd day back this year. 0-minute wait for the Smiler. Are you ready? Here we go. Smile always. Then on the Smiler and also Oblivion down here in X Sector. My thoughts on the Smiler this year is that I've sort of fallen back in love with that ride. Like, I'm really enjoying it.
You feel okay?
I know, I said it in the Scarefest vlog, and I think I said it over summer as well. Genuinely, I feel that the Smiler is running the best it has done since it opened in 2013. Like, even on the back row, I mean, we had a front row ride just, but I had a back row ride like last week when I came back for Scarefest, and I think it's running really well. Don't get me wrong, it's not the smoothest ride out there,
it's a lot
but
smoother
it is smoother than what it was. Like, you know, I'm really enjoying it a lot more now, the Smiler, and long may it continue.
Yeah.
I mean, next year you may see me dressed up. I know a lot of people come dressed as the Smiler. Like, I might do it next year myself. What do you think? And then Oblivion just being on there. In terms of staffing today, it might be quiet this morning, but this is like in a way, it's a bit of a test for the weekend, isn't it?
It's so quiet.
Like, it's really quiet today, but they've still got all the rides running maximum capacity. On Oblivion, using both the stations, loads of staff getting the train sent out. I'm impressed. Alton Towers are prepared.
Yeah, it's really good.
Where are we going now?
We're going to Wicker Man.
Wicker Man! Let's go over there and have a ride. 15-minute advertised wait on the app, so we'll see what it's like when we get over there. And yeah, we'll have a night ride on there tonight as well. God, that sun's low, isn't it? Love it. Oh, Jubilee Fireworks doing what they do best there. getting set up ready for tonight's display. And as you can see, you've got all the smaller fireworks that go down the front here towards the lake. On this side, obviously we're going to be standing on the other side of the lake just over there in front of the huge truss setup that looks very impressive from back here. But yeah, in terms of a lot of the other fireworks, now last year they trialled something a bit different. One they actually did was they loaded loads of fireworks like onto some vehicles and then moved them out on the back of a trailer, parked one in X sector and I believe another one over towards Dark Forest, and then they've still got the main launch area that's actually behind the tower's ruins there as well. So you might look at this and think, actually there's not that many fireworks to put on this display. Well, these are just the ones you can see, the smaller ones that are a bit closer. All the major ones are set off from much further back, and that's for two reasons, mainly due to safety and also as well so they look better from a distance, because you've got to think, if you're letting off massive fireworks here, everyone stood over there, they're going to be right over everybody, you're not really going to get the right perspective. Instead, you want to let them off a little bit further back, and it means you're going to get the beautiful silhouette of the towers themselves. Beautiful. So there is just a 5-minute wait this morning for Wicker Man. I think it'd be rude not to have at least a couple of rides on it with a 5-minute wait. We're going to do it tonight in the dark as well, and I'm sure they've kept all the atmospheric lighting around Wicker Man that they had for Scarefest. But yeah, the sky is just lovely today, perfect weather conditions for doing some rides and also getting some great shots for you guys. So we'll go on Wicker Man, we'll put in a bit of off-ride footage. Hashtag Big Bob. Don't worry, you get to sleep again soon. So we just had an awesome ride on Wicker Man. Do really enjoy that coaster, and it's just coming to the end of its second season now as well. And it was literally a 5-minute wait, which was good. Pretty much straight on. Good to see Mr. Leeward up there as well, keeping Wicker going, love it. But yeah, I just want to say to all the staff who are working this weekend, I know what it's like, I used to work here myself. It will be rammed over the weekend, so just good luck to everyone and thanks for a great season. In terms of Wicker Man, do you feel it was running a bit rough today?
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if we see a bit of retracking work taking place. That is the standard procedure with a lot of wooden coasters. They actually did it on Troy at Toverland and also Woden at Europa Park over the previous winter season. So it does happen on wooden coasters. I don't think it's going to be too long until we see a bit of retracking in some areas of Wicker Man. It's a great ride, but once you've done it at night, that is the one, isn't it? But we're doing it in the dark, won't we, later? Have a little go on there. Up next, going for a ride on Nemesis. Still my favourite ride here at Alton Towers by a long way. I love Wicker Man to bits, but I still think Nemesis is the most re-rideable attraction, and I love it with all my heart. Charlotte doesn't agree, do you?
No.
Why?
It's too intense.
Too intense
Makes
for
me
you?
feel sick.
Yeah, it is quite an intense coaster,
So,
but...
I'm not riding.
Oh, you're staying off, are you?
Yes.
Well, you got to have a ride before the end of the season on Nemesis.
Maybe.
Saturday or Sunday we'll get her on, but Krista's coming on though, aren't you?
Yeah,
She's coming on, so let's get her a ride on Nemi.
Yeah, it was all lit up. Yeah, you have like fake flames and all sorts of stuff. And there's still those on in the screens.
Oh, they've got flames there now.
Do they use it outside? You would not
But they had all the smoke machines on it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm getting a bit cold. God knows what we're going to be like later on when we're on the rock waiting in position. But luckily we've got plenty of layers on, plenty of padding. Just had a ride then on Nemesis over in Forbidden Valley. Saw a bit of off-ride footage of that beautiful coaster. Absolutely love Nemesis. Like I say, I find it so re-rideable, the different elements on there. And it just looks absolutely gorgeous from off-ride as well. That's the beauty with Alton Towers. You can get just as much enjoyment walking around the park, taking in the atmosphere, looking at the rides, as you can actually going on them. But there is a certain ride that you really do want to go on to get the full experience, and that's here in Fountain Square, in the towers themselves, and that is Hex, the legend of the towers. Our next ride here at Alton Towers. A very quiet park today, actually. I mean, look at this, one of the main pathways through the park. And yeah, it's pretty quiet here today, which is good to see in terms of getting loads of rides done. We know it's going to be busy over the weekend, so we're making the most of it today. So we're going to have a ride on Hex, head down into Dark Forest, probably do 13, possibly Rita as well. I'd probably say that Rita is my most underappreciated Alton Towers coaster, to be honest. I mean, I just don't go on it that much. And don't get me wrong, when it opened in 2005, I loved Rita, but since then, launch coasters have evolved. I've been on a lot more rides since. So, you know, I would like to maybe give it a go if it's quite quiet down there. But for me with Rita, I wouldn't want to wait more than, 15, 20 minutes. But anyway, let's go for a ride on Hex, the legend of the towers. A vault seal for 2 centuries and a season.
This is the rest shop, so I can see the stuff that goes to
Of all the Earls, it is the wealthy and powerful 15th Earl, Charles Talbot, who has perhaps the strangest tale to tell. Indeed, it was our investigations of his story that led us to a remarkable chain of discoveries, changing a routine restoration project into something much more strange and compelling. The unearthing and unraveling of a quite remarkable local legend. Please would you now move through to witness the story of Hex, the legend of the tower.
Oh, it's always great to have a ride on Hex, the legend of the towers. Still one of my favourite attractions here at this park. It really is. And one of my favourite elements, of course, the transitions between the rooms and the fact that you do leave the towers at one point and head into the area where the Vekoma Madhouse is itself, which is in a large show building. But that transition between the actual towers ruins and into that building are absolutely fantastic. But here we go. You might be thinking, why are you panning over the driving school talking about Hex? Well, this is probably going to be the last time we've got this in a vlog in its current state, because the whole area is set to be transformed into the World of David Walliams for 2020. So just thought we'd capture a bit of history here, eh girls? Get a bit of history going on.
Yeah,
There's still a lot of details what we don't know about this. That's the thing of it,
That you don't know.
Obviously we know that something's coming as part of David Walliams, but which rides are going to be rethemed? What's going to stay?
It'd be nice to see something new. I think it needs freshening up a little bit. So
this area of the park has been the worst for a few years now, especially since Ice Age closed, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, So I'm hoping the whole area is going to be completely transformed. A bit concerned in terms of the fact that, it's now towards the middle of November when we're filming this, and the fact the area is not already closed off. Because I would have thought if they were doing anything that big, the area would have been closed already.
March.
Yeah, it's the same spring, March, you got 4 months to build it, whatever it is. We know that construction work is taking place in the large building at the back of the driving school, which is where one of the signature attractions of the area is going to be. But yeah, it's probably could be the last time we're going to hear this audio, Oh, you love driving school though. It is a nice little attraction. Like I say, I'm sure it's going to stay, but they're going to be re-theming it. But yeah, let's just have a little walk around Cloud Cuckoo Land, just so you can feel it, feel the atmosphere for the last time in its current state, because next year it's going to be very different. But I think, state is the right word to describe it at the moment. It is a bit of a state, so I'm looking forward to it to next year and seeing what happens to this area with the transformation. So this area used to be known as Wobble World, and it was a play area. And even before this area was actually rethemed to Cloud Cuckoo Land for 2009, there was a play area inside here. And oh, you hear that? There we go, a bit of banging work going on inside. There we are, interesting. And also, since I was last here, they've actually put these Harris fences up on the outside of the doors, which to me sounds like, yeah, there's a lot more construction started in there now. I can hear power tools and all sorts inside. There you go. Literally the other side of that wall, they are working on the new attraction, David Walliams. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and of course we'll keep you up to date here on Theme Park Worldwide. But there you go, you've actually just heard some of the work taking place there inside the building. Interesting. Let's have a look around the other side, and I'll put a couple of shots in of the Gallopers Carousel and also the Frog Hopper as well, because who knows if they're still going to be standing by the time next season comes around.
Here we go!
Please be careful when leaving your seat. Do enjoy exploring the rest of Wicker Man and have a wonderful stay at the Alton Towers Resort. We hope to see you again soon. Enjoy them.
Dad, can we go?
It's certainly going to be really interesting to see what the future is for Cloud Cuckoo Land, and I'm looking forward to seeing that in 2020. And of course, here on Theme Park Worldwide, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest updates. Does make me think though, with the Alton Towers dungeon being more of a temporary installation in terms of the build quality, if David Walliams does go well for next year, could we possibly be seeing the dungeon area sort of incorporated into that for 2021 or in the future? Who knows? I mean, anything's possible. But let me know your thoughts down below. As much as the Alton Towers dungeon has got some good theming in there, it is still very temporary. A lot of the scenes are focused on one wall instead of, you go to the London dungeon, you know, you've got more 360 immersion. With this, a lot of the scenes it's focused on the one section. So I still think if David Walliams goes down well, we may see the boat ride and possibly even the lifts that were from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory repurposed in the future as part of an expansion to David Walliams. But I guess it all depends on how well it does for them next year. Anyway, let's make our way down into Dark Forest. Gonna have a ride on 13, possibly Rita as well, but even if we don't have a go on there, I'll put in a bit of off-ride footage for you. It's always nice just to have a bit of a summary at the end of the season, see how the rides look compared to the opening day. You know, you can go back to our opening day vlog, look at the park when it was all fresh at the start, all the fresh paintwork and maintenance, and towards the end of the season, and look at how the park changes throughout the year. And of course, you know, over 2 million people a year come to Alton Towers. They do a relatively good job, I think, at keeping the areas looking fresh. It's only Cuckoo Land now really what is in a dire state and needs work, and at least that's being done for next year. But let's head down to Dark Forest, let's go and see the wraiths. It's time to walk under the ladder and go for a ride on 13. Crazy to think that in 2020, next season, this ride will be 10 years old. Let's go and have a ride and we'll see you when we come off.
Take your seats and pull down your lap. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times and hold on tightly with hands at all times.
Come off Rita then over in Dark Forest, and yeah, the heavens are open. It started to rain a little bit, which we wasn't really expecting today. The forecast did say that it was going to be the best of the 3 days today, but luckily someone is prepared over here Da, 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 da. Charlotte's got a poncho on. How you feeling?
Cold.
Well, we're going to start making our way down towards the front lawns now. It's a bit of a tradition for us. We actually camp out a little bit earlier. This year, we've got camp chairs, we've got a picnic.
Full set.
Hang on, I can't see that. Oh, yeah.
Set. If I'd known it had been rainy today, I'd have bought my massive umbrella that I've got.
Because we have got one for the other
We've
two
got
nights.
A massive one.
But none of us were expecting this. We checked various different weather apps, and it did say tonight was going to stay dry, but fingers crossed.
All lied to us.
Fingers crossed by the time the fireworks come on tonight at 7 o'clock, it's going to have passed over. But we're making the most of it. It is getting cold now. We've got the layers on. But yeah, we're going to have a ride on Spinball Whizzer and then go and get the camp chairs and set up ready for the show. So in terms of this vlog, only a few minutes to go until the fireworks are going to be starting, and just a few hours to go for us in a cold, wet seat on the rocks at the bottom of Tower Street. Lovely, but it'll be worth it. Can't wait for tonight's show. It may be raining here at Alton Towers, but there's still just a 10-minute wait for Spinball Whizzer. That's rare when it's raining, because due to the ride itself and the restrictions with the weather, they actually have to reduce the capacity of Spinball Whizzer during the rain. They can only actually have 3 per car, and obviously with most groups being in 2 or 4, it means that most of the time there's only 2 seats going round actually filled. But yeah, like I say, it's all down to safety and making sure the ride continues to operate how it should do. But yeah, to see it on a 10-minute queue in the rain is a bit of a rare one. So we'll yeah, go and have a ride, and then start to get in position ready for tonight's display. Tell you what, just had like the best ride I've ever had on Spinball Whizzer. It was good, wasn't it, Krista?
No, mine and Charlotte's ride is really painful.
So we're talking to Charlotte. I don't know where she's. Oh, what was? Here's all the chairs. Are you feeling all right?
Yeah.
I don't know why you're carrying them all yourself. But it definitely wasn't set up. Are you ready for the ultimate fireworks spectacular?
Yay!
Ending the season with a bang here at Alton Towers. We're going to go and get in position,
yes.
Set the chairs up, and in just a few minutes' time for you guys, highlights from this year's fireworks spectacular. Looking forward to it. Let's have the chair. Here we go. Let's go and eat some food, get merry, and enjoy the fireworks. We'll see you when we're all set up and capture some of the atmosphere ready for tonight's show. Here we go then. So there's just 3 hours to go until the start of the ultimate fireworks spectacular, and we've found our spot here on the rock. There's the setup straight down that way. Look, all the lighting there being tested, ready for tonight. And here we are, a little pan across, reveals Charlotte, all ready to go, and Krista just behind her. What's she got over there? She got a burger. Love it. We've got loads of snacks, including, thanks to Charlotte for donating this Cadbury Dairy Milk Bar to me. But here we go. We're all in position, we've got our seats. And the good thing about sitting here is literally you are right on the edge of this rock. So when the show starts, you can stand on the rock, and then you've got that level above everybody else standing here. It means you get some fantastic shots, and yeah, it's well worth it. So we'll see you later on when the music starts to kick in and the atmosphere starts building here at Alton Towers. So there's just under 20 minutes to go until the start of the Ultimate Fireworks Spectacular 2019. A lot more crowds then down here on the lawn now, and I'm happy to confirm some of the lighting tests that we saw about half an hour ago mean that there is going to be lasers used in this year's show. Obviously back at the start of the vlog, we had a look down there, and yeah, couldn't see any lasers set up, but we have seen some testing, so that's good to hear. Looks like there's maybe 8 lasers down there from a quick flash on of the lights. Along with that as well, they've been moving them 5 different screens up and down. It's like a fabric screen on those with different pictures on, and we saw them earlier on back at the start, and they look awesome now with the lighting on there as well. The towers look gorgeous as always over there. There was a bit of a purple light on them earlier. They're currently red, and loads of smoke pumping out, lots of pre-show music taking place, and like I say, just under 20 minutes to go. So coming up over the next few minutes, here's some highlights from the show here at Alton Towers. Really excited, and it's been well worth waiting here now to get this view. You're literally right above the crowd. You get a spectacular view. Enjoy the show. Here we go.
Good evening, everyone. Only 5 minutes to go until tonight's ultimate fireworks spectacular. Not long now.
Do you believe in magic? It is no mere coincidence that Alton Towers feels special. Some may say, enchanted. Hidden in these grounds is an ancient structure that holds 5 mystical crystals. When connected, these crystals generate an immense force that has charmed the very ground you stand on for centuries. A force known as the power of the towers. Should the crystal's connection ever be broken, the magical force would fail and Alton Towers would fall. For years, many have naively attempted to locate their whereabouts, unaware of the damage they could cause. All have failed. That is, until now.
Not far now, Captain. If my directions are correct, and they always are, we're close.
If you say so, Sir Algernon.
Watch your step, Felicity. You might be a diamond pilot, but down here, you must tread carefully. You see, these ruins are riddled with booby traps.
Are you sure about this?
Old wives' tales will cause no harm. Come on, best foot forwards. Felicity, are you alive?
Sir Ray, look, we found it.
Great Scott! Get the camera ready.
Disturb the core.
We were just taking a peek. Yes, we'll be off now.
Silence! For your carelessness, your world will suffer.
What's happening? Their power is draining. What are you doing?
Sir Ray, what have you done?
Their link has been damaged. Their force is diminishing. Alton Towers will fall.
Oh no. What can we do?
To save the power of the towers, you must recharge each crystal's individual essence and restore their precious connection. You can fix this, but your time is running out.
Oh, sounds like an adventure to me.
Adventure? Of course. That must be the essence of the first crystal.
No better place for adventure than the swashbuckling pirates of Mutiny Bay and the jungle drums of Katanga Canyon.
All aboard, Sir Ray. Adventure awaits!
Congratulations! You have replenished the adventure crystal. 4 more to go. The clock is ticking.
Here's the next crystal. What does it mean?
Come on, think. These stones connect to create the power of Alton Towers. What could it be?
Got it!
You scared me!
Exactly. Fear. We need to head west to the Gloomy Wood, passing the Bjornen and Wicker Man, and then north to the depths of the Dark Forest.
Yeah, the next thing you're going to do is drag me through a dungeon.
Good idea.
Two down. Not bad, but not good enough.
Over here, sir, eh? The next stone looks like a magic wand.
Tricky. You see, magic is different for everyone. For some, it's the enchantment of meeting Iggle, Piggle, Bing, or Elmo. For others, it's blasting into Galactica.
How do we find it, though?
Well, it's everywhere. Just look around.
Colors fill my head.
However big, however small, let me be part of the one you see. To the world I close my eyes to see.
A vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all that's
for the world we're gonna make.
Your time is running out. 2 crystals remaining.
Quickly, Sir Ray, I found the fourth. It kind of looks like a roller coaster.
Now this one's easy. That, my dear friend, is Thrill.
Wicker Man.
Nemesis.
Rita.
The Smiler.
Oblivion.
13. We got this.
Your time is almost out, and your quest over.
The Heartstone is the final and most significant of all the crystals, the one that holds the rest together.
But we've covered everything. What else is there?
You're right. Magic, adventure, thrill, and fear. That's it. What else is there?
Don't give up now. Open your eyes. Look closer. Your mission is complete. You have restored the power of the towers.
Wow. We did it. Sir Algernon, we actually did it.
Let's see what the power of the towers can really do.
you've just seen highlights there from the 2019 Ultimate Fireworks here at Alton Towers. And I must say, what an absolutely spectacular show. Really, really enjoyed it. I mean, to be honest, I don't think you'll ever be disappointed with the Alton Towers fireworks. We've all got our years that we prefer and different songs, lights and elements, but this year was a good overall mix. And like I said just before the show started, there was lasers in it. I don't think that you saw the lasers fully in some sections. I think just a laser section would have been great, to be honest, but Insomnia stole the show. That was great, wasn't it?
Really good,
You got any other highlights from the music and the overall show?
I really liked the Great Showman music that was in there as well. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, you've got to have a few slower songs as well. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's like after Insomnia, we had a really slow song just to, you know, you've had all that power, all that energy, and then sort of brought it back down with some slower songs. What do you think of the story in general?
I wasn't a huge fan of the story.
No? See, I think the complete opposite. It shows it all depends on what you like, doesn't it, as people. For me, I thought the story was one of the best they've done. I liked the whole 5 elements. As I predicted this morning, you know, the 5 different sort of screens with material attached to them. And, you know, they didn't sort of lift up and down during the show. They did remain at the top once they're in position. But yeah, I really liked the story, and the towers looked great lit up with the light shining
that
through.
looked really good.
But I thought the story was good. A nice mix of music as well.
Yes.
Did you notice the Smiler in there at one point mixed in with the song? I liked that. But just in general, I thought it was a really good show.
I didn't really understand was like they were saying they was going to different rides, but then they was going to Wicker Man, but they was playing like Thriller, and it was like it would have been better if they'd used the Wicker Man sound
With a bit of a remix
with
of
a little
it, maybe.
bit of a remix.
But we got a bit of Jewel. Did you notice that in there? A bit of Jewel. Dude, I thought overall it was a really good show. I do think there was considerably less fireworks in it this year to previous years.
I completely disagree.
It shows that, especially the finale. I'm going to go back and watch last year's show. I definitely think there was more fireworks in it last year.
No.
However, we had the lasers this year that were good. I do think it lacked having the fire, but I do agree that there's got to be some variety. You don't want to come every year and it'd be the same. Like if we'd have had fire exactly the same as last year, it would have been fantastic, but you have got to vary it. So as much as I think a couple of bits of fire would have been good, maybe down at the front, the lasers were really good. Overall, fantastic show. I wouldn't say it's one of my favourites they've done in terms of visual impact, but it's one of my favourite stories. The sound quality was fantastic, the lasers were great, and it's the best lighting package we've ever had on that lawn. It looked amazing, didn't it, the lighting package? Overall, fantastic. I think, you know, maybe 20 to 30% less fireworks than last year. I guess there was definitely less, but it was really well put together as an overall package. You don't just come here for the fireworks, you come for the full story, and it was one of the longest they've done. It was 30 minutes.
It was, yeah.
You know, I know there was some big gaps with talking, but it was 30 minutes in total.
I'm just there, it's my pom-pom on my hat. It's just not even fitting on camera.
Oh, no, yeah, we're having to like tilt it up, but no, really enjoyed it. Glad we get another 2 nights of it.
I know.
And I think a really good work by the entertainments team,
really
Jubilee
good.
Fireworks, and just in general here at Alton Towers. Fantastic. Right, we're going to do a couple of rides, put some nighttime ride footage in for you, and then we'll wrap up from our final vlog of the season, Alton Towers. So we've made our way over to Wicker Man, where unfortunately there's no feeding the flames tonight because we've got no fire on. But there we go, we've got a 35-minute wait. Here we go. 35 minutes, let's go and give Wicker Man a ride. Hopefully we'll be able to get Nemesis in afterwards as well. Oh, tell you what though, I'm a little bit chilly after waiting there, waiting for the fireworks, but it was more than worth it. Forgot to mention just in our bit of a summary, some of the huge fireworks that went off there, and Jubilee that actually run those and set it all up and set them off. They actually say that they've never actually let off them sort of fireworks before in the UK. They were absolutely massive. As always, when you film something like that, the camera, videos don't really do it justice. Yeah, you need to be here to see it in person. But no, absolutely spectacular. You'll never be disappointed with an Alton Towers display. They're always fantastic, they really are. I'll tell you what I'm a little bit disappointed in though, is the fact that we've not got all the theme lighting on Wicker Man around here. I did think that they may have kept that for fireworks. Obviously at Scarefest it was all lit up really nice around here, but yeah, unfortunately we've got no theme lighting, but it's going to mean it's going to be a bit of a darker ride, so we'll go and have a ride on Wicker Man, and we'll see when we come off. 35-minute wait, not bad for a fireworks. Come on, let's get that fire sorted. Hey, one side. Is that all of the themed lighting over at Wicker Man is now turned on. So I've just thought maybe it was all turned off just so it didn't detract from the actual firework lighting. That'd certainly make sense that was the case. You got to bear in mind that they've been shining up. Whee, there's Wicker Man. Yeah, they've been shining up into the sky and it would have detracted from the display, so I imagine that's why they were turned off. So let's see what happens in terms of the fire. We can see that it's already lit on the left hand side here. Hopefully it's on the right as well, because I assume they probably turned the fire off as well, just so it didn't light the sky up too much during the display. But here's a bit of off-ride footage from Wicker Man in the dark. Just had an awesome ride on Wicker Man in the dark. We was at the front of the train actually. Yeah, really good to be at the front. I do prefer it at the back for the speed and intensity, but it was good to do a front row ride with something a little bit different. If you haven't guessed already from the queue that we're walking down and the audio you can hear in the background, and of course the lift chain, we're in the queue for Nemesis for our final ride on here of the day. And you know what, it's been absolutely fantastic today. Really enjoyed it. The park's been really quiet. Got loads of footage for you guys around the park. We've had a look at the area that's going to be changing for next year. Spoke a bit about our highlights, and of course seen the spectacular fireworks. But I tell you what, all the years I've been coming to Alton Towers, this is the first time I've walked down the queue for Nemesis with a big chair on my back like this. Literally, we've just been over to Wicker Man and we just handed over like 4 chairs into the baggage hold. As you can tell, oh, she's running good. It's freezing. I'm actually struggling to talk tonight, but at least it's not raining. It stopped in time for the show. I just hope that for everyone's sake and Alton Towers themselves, the weekend doesn't turn into a washout. Temperatures tomorrow are expected to be 2 degrees Celsius and also rain as well. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully everyone that comes here has a fantastic time and can make the most of it. But here we go, going for a ride on Nemesis. Here's the girls coming up for their ride. We've all got our chairs on the back. Look at us, first time I ever walked down this queue with a chair, but yeah, Wicker Man was really, really good. I enjoyed it. Was Wicker Man all right for you? Yeah. In the dark? We're getting on the back coaster now, aren't we? So, you know. Yeah, here we go. Let's go for a night ride on Nemesis, and then we'll wrap up our final vlog of the year from Alton Towers. There she goes. We've just had an absolutely incredible front row night ride on Nemesis, and there was just 4 on the front and a couple on the back. Like crazy. Like, how was that?
That was really good. It's better on the front row for me because nearer to the back it's too intense. So
honestly, that was really spectacular. Good, yeah. One of the best rides I've ever had on a UK coaster. That.
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. 25 years old and still going strong. Yeah. But next year, we've not just got the anniversary of a coaster at this park, we've got the anniversary of the park. In 2020, Alton Towers will become 40 years old.
I didn't even know that.
Did you not?
No.
Next year, this is the big 40 next year, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen at the park.
I'll bring a birthday cake to opening day.
Are we going to see events? Are we going to see merchandise, logo changes? Who knows? But our next vlog from here will be during the 40th anniversary of Alton Towers. Did you not realise that? 1980 to 2020. So let's see what happens.
Really
but what a fantastic night. We've seen the fireworks. What has been, I'm going to put you on the spot now, what's been your favourite memory from 2019 at Alton Towers? And I'll say mine. For me, my favourite memory from this year has been watching the fireworks tonight with Charlotte. And just, you know, having you next to me. Of course, the other couple of nights that we're here, tonight I've been filming, the other couple of nights, are we there giving Charlotte a little cuddle in the fireworks? Because this park's very special to us. We met during the Smiler construction, didn't we? And, you know, being here with Charlotte and watching the fireworks is beautiful. But the good thing is the next couple of nights, the camera will be away. I can just sit there, give Charlotte a little cuddle and reminisce on our times here at Alton Towers. So thank you. Have you got a special memory?
I'm going to say the same.
Oh, I knew she couldn't top that. No, I tell you what, it's been really good. A very positive season. Obviously, Alton Towers over the past couple of years, you know, it feels like, you know, the energy's coming back to this park.
Yeah, I agree.
the power of the towers is returning. It really feels like, of course, with the whole Smiler crash and stuff a few years ago, the park has moved forward.
Yeah,
They've made some
I
good
agree.
changes. Operations have been consistent this year. I'm hoping for some later openings at some points next year in the
some
summer.
nice summer openings
would be nice, to at least 6 o'clock more often.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's been a real positive season. Scarefest, I thought, was one of the
Really
best we've
good,
had
yeah.
with the mazes. Would like to see a bit more around the park in terms of entertainment and atmosphere. And the same goes for in the summer as well. More shows, more performers, and with it being the 40th, it's a perfect chance for them to do so. But in general, we'll be back in 2020. What a season. Thanks for joining us. Alton Towers, I know you guys always love our Alton Towers vlogs. We may go to some other theme parks out there around the world, some of the best out there, but Alton Towers is one of those that's very special to me and Charlotte, and also very special to a lot of you guys as well. So thank you for your support. Here's to 2020 at Alton Towers, and from both of us, that means it's time to cue those credits. See you soon.